Deep in the heart of the forest, two close friends made their way through the darkness, having waited all year for the night of Ivan Kupala, or rather, the magical night. Lyuba, are we really doing this for some fern flower? Asked Tatiana. Isn't it a bit scary? Of course it's scary, Lyuba replied. But have you ever seen happiness fall right into someone's lap? You have to fight for it. Just a week ago, they were sitting by the fire, listening to old village tales. What's a gathering without some eerie stories? One of the boys shared a legend. You can earn true happiness in a very unusual way, by finding a blooming fern, but it only flowers for a few seconds on Ivan Kupala night. You have to pick it the moment it blooms, and then, as the story goes, luck will cling to you forever. With that thought, the girls ventured deeper into the woods. The ground beneath them grew soggy, a sure sign the swamp was near. The forest was pitch black, and the flashlight barely illuminated a few feet ahead. Wait, Tatiana whispered, grabbing Lyuba's shoulder. Lyuba turned and saw Tatiana staring into the darkness. Something was out there, two glowing dots. Eyes? The faint beam of light caught a pale white shape. What is that? Tatiana asked in a trembling voice. How should I know? Lyuba replied. Let's check it out. What if it's a wolf? And what if we miss something important? You want to just stand here shaking like a leaf? So Lyuba stepped toward the white figure. As she moved the light forward, it revealed a massive white cat. It sat on a mossy stump, staring intently at her. Its fluffy tail twitched from side to side. Wow, Lyuba laughed. He's beautiful, like a snow cloud. She approached, reached out her hand. The cat didn't flinch, just tilted its head, letting her pet his soft fur. Come look at this, she called to Tatiana, but there was no answer. Tanya, she called again. Panic growing, Lyuba swung the light around. Nothing. No Tanya. And no cat either. Alone now in the dark forest, she tried to retrace her steps to the trail, but every turn led to nowhere. Tired, she slumped to the ground and dozed off. When she awoke, daylight had come. Relieved, she resumed her search for a way out. But the ground grew even softer, her boots sinking deep into moss and mud. Then, footsteps. Someone was ahead. Quietly, she crept toward the sound and saw a hunched old woman hopping from tuft to tuft across the swamp. Clad in black, her scarf pulled low, she resembled a bent pilgrim, but her sharp eyes and predator-like sniffing told another story. The old woman sniffed the air, face contorting into something animalistic, a wolf's muzzle. Lyuba held her breath, terrified she might be discovered. But suddenly the crone turned away, vanishing into the woods. Something dropped from her pocket, a small black vial. Lyuba snatched it, hiding it in her coat. She followed the old woman, hoping she might unknowingly lead her out. The journey was long and twisted until they reached a clearing with what seemed like an abandoned village. Rotten rooftops, empty doorways. Lyuba hid, watching. She lost sight of the woman, but stayed put, hiding all day and night. Then she saw her again. The crone stepped out of a house, sniffing the air, looking younger, straighter. Something is changing her, Lyuba thought. A flash of white caught her eye. The cat. Dashing into the bushes, the crone cursed, then disappeared. Lyuba waited, then crept toward the house. Inside was dim and eerie. Symbols covered the walls. A red star, painted upside down, glowed faintly. 3 blood-colored candles burned. On the table, a knife, a copper bowl with dark liquid, and a bunch of herbs dipped in the same substance. "Is anyone there?" Lyuba whispered. A weak voice answered, "Help me. Open the cellar. I'm here." It was Tanya. She pulled open the cellar and hugged her friend. "I'm so scared. That old woman. She's a witch. A black witch. She drains youth and drinks blood. She's going to kill me." "What are you talking about?" Lyuba asked. Tanya trembled. "She told me she performs a ritual once every 30 years. She needs 3 young girls to regain her youth. I'm the second. You're the third." Lyuba stared at the vial she had found. Maybe this can stop her. A rustle at the door. They froze. It was the white cat. He hissed at the pale girl near the window, then hid behind Lyuba's legs. They quickly came up with a plan. Tanya would return to the cellar, pretending to be bound. Lyuba would ambush the witch. As night fell, the crone returned. Younger now, with her back straight. She entered the house. Lyuba waited, then rushed inside, just as the witch sprayed Tanya's face with a mist. With all her strength, Lyuba tackled the witch, but couldn't knock her down. Suddenly, the cat pounced, tripping the crone. Lyuba emptied the entire vial onto her face. The witch howled, spun, clawed at her face. Her appearance flickered, young, old, young again, changing rapidly. Screaming one last time, she collapsed. The candles flared, the house trembled, and then silence. Where the witch had stood was now a dried-up husk, brittle as old parchment. All the youth she had stolen escaped her like smoke. The symbol on the wall burst into flames. The house collapsed. The girls escaped just in time. Lying on the grass, they gasped for breath. "Poor cat, we didn't save him," Lyuba whispered. "Don't cry," said Tanya. "He saved us." They stood up and wandered until they found the same trail where they had met the cat. Lyuba looked back, tear in her eye, and from a tree, 2 green eyes watched them silently. The white cat, smiling, leaped from the branch and vanished into the forest. There will always be those who wander into the woods, chasing fast, easy happiness. But the forest never forgets.